Alright guys, this is game tilt number 9 between Oklahoma and Baylor. It's the 22nd meeting between the two programs. The last meeting was a 38-45 upset in Waco by the Baylor Bears. Baylor last year had a 9-3 overall set and a Big 12 set of 6-3 with 9 wins. They did go to a bowl last year in the Alamo Bowl in San Antonio, in the Alamo Dome, when it was Baylor and Washington, and Baylor won that game 64-56. There was absolutely no defense played in this game. Every time an offense scored, the offense answered back. Offense to offense, offense to offense. Their head coach is Art Briles. Art has been a college coach twice at Houston and at Baylor, and he's been a high school coach a couple of times. In Texas, Hamlin High School, Georgetown High School, and more recently, Stevenson High School. His winning totals in those high school games, those 3 high schools, he was 174-42-4, which is not too bad, respectively. And then in college, he's 59-53 overall. Last year, Baylor averaged 45.3 points per ball game. Their graduated player that they're going to miss, I'm pretty sure that you've heard of this guy, particularly to you Redskin fans. His name's Robert Griffin III. He had 4,300 passing yards, 906 rushing yards, and 47 total touchdowns last year, his senior year at Baylor. Offensive players returning to Waco this year, they include Nick Florence. In 2009, he had 1,800 yards and 6 touchdowns. This was a year that Nick Florence had to take over the offense. RG3, Robert Griffin III, tore his ACL. I think it was the first or second game of the season, which really impressed me because he was able to go back into the game and finish the game. That tells you what a warrior he is. If you're an OU fan, you know what Jason White went through. RG3 went through the same thing, finished the game before he found out that he even tore it. But that's going to do a lot to help because Nick Florence has played in this league. He's played in this conference. Like I said, in 2009, he passed for 1,800 yards and 6 touchdowns. Their running back with 58 carries for 364 yards and 3 touchdowns. That would be Jared Salubi. Jared Salubi is the running back. And Nick Florence, passing for 1,800 yards, he's going to have to look for Tevin Reese. Reese had 51 catches for 877 yards and 7 touchdowns last year in Waco. If you're looking for defense, well, I got that too. It's Sam Hall. He had 113 tackles and 3 picks and a forced fumble last year at Waco. They do have a kicker. He was 10 for 17 for 58.8%. His long came against Stephen F. Austin. They also have a punter, Rolf Spencer, 29 punts, 40.5 in average, 64 was his long, and that came against Texas in Waco. This is going to be a game that I think Oklahoma can easily I'm not going to say easily win with their hands tied behind their backs, because no win's easy, particularly in the Big 12, but I don't think Oklahoma's going to have a huge problem with this game. Revenge factor in Norman, a new quarterback, in Nick Florence. Obviously, I would be a little bit more scared that Nick Florence has played in this league before. And in that 2009 game, he did play against Oklahoma. so he knows what it's like to play at OU in a hostile environment. He's done that. Obviously, they didn't win that game with last year being the first win in 21 attempts now. This will be the 22nd winning, so in 21 attempts. But we know what he's capable of. He did that in this same offense that as a freshman. Art Briles is a good coach. He's also been at Texas Tech. As I said before in a previous webcast, this is going to be true here also. Playing Baylor and then going to West Virginia next week is all but going to help. Art Briles is a Texas Tech assistant when Leach was there, as was Daniel Holgorsen. I believe that Holgorsen was the next assistant after Briles left. So after Briles left, they sent this Holgorsen guy in, who was later signed with OSU, and then later moved on to West Virginia in Morgantown. Oklahoma will go up there. The next meeting, the game 10, will be at West Virginia. But as far as Oklahoma and Baylor are concerned, revenge factor, it's not going to be. Last year we paid a little bit too much attention to the revenge factor, not enough pride to the team in itself, and it almost ended up destroying OU in the first half. Well, it did destroy OU in the first half when they played Missouri. Second half, though, they kind of got caught wind of themselves, took a couple deep breaths, and got the win. Oklahoma can't do that against Baylor because, as you can see, not only do they average 45.3 points per bowl game, but in their bowl game they outscored Washington. So you can't expect to get turnovers against this team. You have to force turnovers against this team, and because they're not going to shoot themselves, unlike former Baylor teams. This has been Harry James Taylor. Thank you for watching. As I said, next time the University of Oklahoma will be at West Virginia for Game 10. Until then, Boomer Sooner, everybody.